One of the most expensive items I own is the human skin mask. It's a Victorian prostitute's vagina. It's something I'd quite like to acquire. I have sold human remains for hundreds of thousands of pounds, and this is how I did it. There's some poo from Kylie Minogue, which is nice. Alice is a mummified European lady from the 1800s. I'm just gonna take some photos of her to show to someone who's potentially interested in giving her a new home. I've seen them sell up to 25,000. If she was Egyptian, you know, you could start at 100,000. I'm Henry Scragg and I deal in macabre curiosities and interesting things. All good cabinets should squeak. This girl here is Mary. She's got hair and she's got her original dentures. The most expensive deal I had done is a job lot of medical specimens, one of which had mermaid syndrome, one of which had two heads, one of which was a cyclops, and they sold for about £40,000.
Do you want it in copper or do you want it in silver?
Copper.
Copper are better? Yeah, do that.
It's a fairly small group of people who are trusted to sell this kind of thing. eBay doesn't allow it, Gumtree doesn't allow it. There are certain guidelines and regulations you have to follow. You can buy and sell most things as long as it's not for tissue transplant, as long as it's not illegally obtained. So they're hard to find and you have to hunt them down. I look everywhere. At the moment we're outside the Last Tuesday Society in Hackney, and it's basically a cocktail bar with many curiosities thrown in and a cheeky little museum hidden downstairs. I've always had an interest in things. I think it was mainly when my father left. Apparently that's when I needed to fill this void and I started hoarding things. In these jars are various examples of celebrity poo. Up here is Amy Winehouse's poo, and there's some poo from Kylie Minogue as well. I'm looking for anything that stands out that I want to own or someone else would be interested in. So this piece here is something that I'd quite like to acquire. It's a Victorian wet specimen of a prostitute's vagina, which aren't exactly easy things to come by. I've been offered mummified ones in the past, but not necessarily wet ones. The collector wasn't about today because he is gallivanting around Africa on the hunt for some voodoo artifacts. But I'm hoping that when he gets back we can have a talk about his vagina. If I've got money, then I tend to spend it on stock, and with stock I can make money. One of the most expensive items I own is the human skin mask. I've had someone offer me £5,000 for it. I turned them down because I want to hold on to it. It was probably about 2013. I was working as a gardener, and in my spare time and obsessively searching for things online to buy, and that's when I found the real human skull, which then led on to buying the collection of them. And I think I paid maybe £3,500 to £4,000. When I sold them, I probably got about the same kind of money back. But what I also got is online recognition. So the beauty of Instagram is that with the hashtags, with the products, you can get followers around the world. Every 10,000 followers, I will give away a human skull. When I started with Curiosities from the Fifth Corner, I was mainly doing it online, but having a location people can visit means that you're putting yourself out there. It takes time to build up a reputation. The kind of customers, they're always varied. So do you collect things?
All sorts of bits and pieces.
Yeah? Do you have much human stuff in your collection?
No.
No?
Did you want a cup or No, I'm alright, thanks.
If someone's spending their hard-earned money, they should get decent customer service. Right, these two babies here have sold.
Right.
But then, yeah, we've basically got a selection of human skulls in here. I've got most of the human stuffs out the back in cabinets. Yeah, let's go and have a little chat.
Yeah.
These specimens, they're not cheap, and understandably a lot of people don't want to talk about the prices.
Lovely.
It should be packed up enough that you're not going to have any spillages on the way home.
No, that's brilliant.
Thank you very much for that.
I'll see you again.
Cool, take it easy.
Okie dokie.
We are brought up in a society where if you like this kind of stuff, then you're weird. Best thing about what I do is probably the freedom I get. I'm just doing what I want to do, how I want to do it. Unfortunately, once something's died, there is no coming back. But to be able to take a positive out of death, I think is a wonderful thing.